Good evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, 6 arrested after 2 fights on Manchester Street. Let's take a listen to the video from WMUR News 9, Ray Brewer.
Police are still trying to figure out exactly what happened here in the street and why. These 6 people are now facing felony riot charges as a result of what happened in a Manchester street.
They were charged with riot based on the fact that they caused public alarm in a public street.
Wednesday evening found Manchester police gathering evidence in front of 130 Walker Street. Police responding to reports of 2 large fights 3 hours apart. The first happening just after 3 in the afternoon. Arriving officers finding 2 people had been injured.
One had 2 stab wounds, one in the back and his left arm, and the other subject had a head injury. Both were transported to the hospital and ultimately released.
Then, around 6:30, police were back after getting another report of a large fight in progress, leading to the arrest of the 6. Police aren't sure what the first fight was about, but think the second altercation may have been in retaliation, although both fights remain under investigation. The second fight also ended up injuring a 56-year-old woman.
There was one woman that was allegedly knocked unconscious. Whether she was struck with an object or a fist is still being investigated.
5 of the 6 people are due in Superior Court on March 8th. The 6th, Norman Johnonette, had an additional charge of violating bail conditions, which is being handled by the Domestic Violence Unit. Reporting live in Manchester, Ray Brewer, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Principal put on leave as police search school where gun mag was found. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
Right now, police using canines to search schools in Medford. This after a gun clip with ammunition was found at the McGlynn School in December. A cleaning crew found the loaded clip in the auditorium December 28th. A city councilor alerted police to the find last week, and a search turned up no weapons. Multiple canine teams are being used today. Medford police want to reassure parents that the city's schools are safe, as does that city's mayor. We're expecting a news conference from Medford Mayor Stephanie Burke really any minute now. You can see they are just taking the podium here. And we want to listen in to talk about that December incident and the response that's happening right now to it. Again, just taking the podium now, but of course a big scare, that loaded ammunition clip found in the auditorium. We're going to listen in now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for coming here today, and I'm joined by several department heads within the City of Medford, as well as school committee members Kathy Kretz and Mia Mustone. As your mayor and chairperson of the Medford School Committee, I deliver this statement with profound disappointment. The handling of a recent matter at the McGlynn Middle School put our entire community at grave risk. On December 29, 2017, a magazine clip loaded with at least 1 bullet was found in the McGlynn Middle School auditorium. However, neither the Medford Police nor my office were notified of this event until last Friday. I am both professionally and personally astounded that I was not informed immediately of the incident, and I am learning of the exact details through ongoing investigations and questioning. I am deeply concerned about the way this matter was handled by the school administration, the lack of attention to the potential threat this situation imposed, and the lack of notice and communication with police personnel as well as my office. Handling a situation of this potential magnitude within the school system alone is unacceptable. This was a matter for police and public safety intervention as well as communication with other municipal officers. I assure you a complete and expedited police investigation is ongoing, and its results will be communicated as soon as the findings are received.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. We will keep you updated as we get more information into our newsroom about that. Maine PUC consider investigating CMP over billing customer communications. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
Know if I'm going to have power.
Like many Mainers, Pete Kelly noticed his CMP bill started to creep up last fall.
Early fall, like at the end of September, I unplugged my freezer downstairs because I thought that would be a culprit.
He showed us around his home. The freezer he unplugged, the oil furnace, his love of candles, and his gas stove. None of them using electricity.
We have 2 people that live here. We should not be using that much electricity. It just doesn't make sense.
He's on a fixed income. His bill hit $1,000 due today. Customers statewide are doing the math, saying it doesn't add up, and contacting the Public Utilities Commission.
In January, we had 80 complaints, 80 formal complaints.
Harry Lanphier is the administrative director of the state agency.
Normally, in these cases, we're able to resolve them.
He says consumers should first contact CMP with their billing concerns and try to resolve it, and then contact the PUC if that doesn't work.
A lot of the times what we will do is we will make sure that the meter's working.
Some are concerned the meters may be off because of the CMP billing system change. Lanphier says in most cases they're working properly, but each person and each bill is different.
On the supply side, we're aware of at least some suppliers who have gone up 30%.
We did find Pete Kelly is paying a higher supply rate. He says he'll make that change and contact CMP. But on a fixed income, he's still unsure what will happen.
I have this amount. I have to budget specifically and give them what I can.
Now, calls to the Public Utilities Commission have dropped for February, but you can still contact the PUC for help. That number is at the bottom of your screen. In the studio tonight, Kyle Jones, WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. We will keep you updated on this story as we get more and new information into our newsroom about this news story. And now let's turn things over to your markets and see how your stock market closed for this evening. And here's a look at the stock market right now. Your Dow Joe Industrial Average closed in the green and went up. Your Nasdaq closed in the red and went down. S&P 500 closed in the green and went up. CNBC IQ 100 closed in the green and went up. Gold closed in the green and went up. Oil closed in the green and went up. US 10-year closed in the red and went down. Euro/USD closed in the red and went down. And VX closed in the red and went down. So, kind of better day for stock market than yesterday. Nasdaq closes lower for fourth straight day. S&P 500 hangs on a slight gain. The Nasdaq Composite closed lower for the fourth straight day on Thursday, notching its largest losing streak since November 2016. Dow Jones Industrial Average and S&P snapped a two-day slide, but closed well off the highs as worries about raising rates linger. Trump calls active shooter drills very negative thing. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
Port City Nissan's President's Day sale is on. That means great President's Day savings all month, like a lease on a new Rogue for $139 a month. President's Day deals by the people, for the people. Now at Port City Nissan, Portsmouth.
But active shooter drills is a very negative thing. I'll be honest with you. I mean, if I'm a child and I'm 10 years old and they say, we're going to have an active shooter drill, I say, what's that? Well, people may come in and shoot you. I think that's a very negative thing to be talking about, to be honest with you. I don't like it. I'd much rather have a hardened school. I don't like it. I wouldn't want to tell my son that you're going to participate in an active shooter drill. And I know some of them actually call it that. I think it's crazy. I think it's very bad for children.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with another newscast. Good night, everyone. Bye.